Today you are going to take a tour of my trees. So we are starting with the Australia tree, which is new this year. And on this tree are all crochet animals of Australian animals. These are all patterned by my friend Kylie at Complicated Knots. She did a crochet along last year that was all about Australian animals. And also this year she did one about South American animals, if you want to check that out. But some of the ornaments are not animals, however, like the flag. We also have the beet burger, which is down here. And I believe there's a golf club somewhere because we literally went golfing with kangaroos. If you saw my other video, you heard that story. Well, we have the snorkel because we did go snorkeling. And there's the golf club right next to the kangaroo. And a koala and other animals you'll recognize, like the platypus. And some you may not recognize, like the frilled lizard. And we also have, I believe it's called a whip snake. If I'm wrong, I will put the correct one down here somewhere. And let's see, where's another unusual one? Oh yes, the echidna. Isn't it cute? Then we have a shark and a little possum. I love Australian possums. They're so much cuter than the American ones. Whoops. But they will follow you into your cabin, so you have to make sure that they stay out. And we also have a cute little frog. So yeah, okay, so that is the Australia tree. Oh yes, and a fun fact, all of the ornaments that are not animals are designed by yours truly. Next we have the German tree. And I'll be honest, describing these trees, my mother knows a lot more about them than I do, so listen to the sultry sound of her voice.
Well, that word has never been used from my voice before.
Speak.
Okay, all right, so let's get in a little closer. And Germany was the first foreign country that we lived in, and my family actually hails from the Black Forest, but there's nothing like Christmas in Germany. It's just the best thing, and you can almost always count on snow, and they just do Christmas up right. And since they think the Christmas tree may have originated in Germany, it's just wonderful. So you can see, because some of these ornaments are over 40 years old, there's kind of an evolution of what the German ornaments look like. So some of the earliest ones, they all were kind of round little people. Here's a vintner with his grapes. You'll see some others as we go around. They also like to make pewter ornaments. So like here's a pewter ornament, and that's seen from Rothenburg over Tauber. And this is also one, but lots of pewter ornaments. And then over time, well, here's a handmade nutcracker. They changed to, I don't know what you would even call this, but more, I don't know, caricatures of things. We have the fireplace with the stockings.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is so cute. And then down here, there's a great company that sells Christmas things all year long in Germany called Katie Wohlfahrt, and this is a little truck, more pewter ornaments. And then we have these are hand carved out of maple, but hand-carved angels from the town of Oberammergau, which has the Passion Play every 10 years, and they've done that since God protected them from Sweden in the 16 or 1700s. They promised that they would always honor God doing that since that time. But these are just fun German ornaments, some that are made out of resin. That's kind of new. And I
love this one. That one's so cute.
Yeah. And that's kind of a new thing. And then they have, this is Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht, for Silent Night, Holy Night. And that is the little chapel where they first sang it. Hans Gruber, that's not right. He was in Die Hard. Anyway, the guy.
I'm keeping that in.
The guy who wrote, I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Franz. There you go. And here's a chimney sweep and more of the carved angels. But anyway, a lot of these I can remember where we bought them and when. And
tell them what you do.
Yeah, so what we start, I wish I'd thought of this when we were still living in Europe, but now when we travel, you always want a souvenir. You don't want to pay a lot of money. It needs to fit in your suitcase, and you don't want to dust it all year long. So we've started buying things that we'll put on the tree. And every year when we get it out, we can reminisce a little bit. And but the German tree was the first foreign tree, well, our first tree actually. So we really, really think of it as special. And then it's surrounded by nutcrackers and music boxes. Also very, very German. And then German linens for the tree skirt. And there we go, and a little German smoker.
So this is the Israeli tree. This is all ornaments that we got when we lived in Israel. And the tree skirt is really beautiful. This was a piece of fabric that my mother found, and it has all the beautiful Hanukkah symbols on it. In the, traditional silver, white, blue colors you usually see associated with that. So, and then of course we have some extra ornaments for a little zhuzh.
All right, so this is things we collected when we lived in Israel. And you would think that Christmas in Israel is just the most spiritual, wonderful time, when in actuality it's pretty depressing because it's just another work day over there. They, other than some in Nazareth and some in Bethlehem and a little bit in Jerusalem, there's not much going on. But anyway, what we have for our Israeli tree are things we collected. Some of them are actually ornaments, like these olive wood ornaments. This is Bethlehem. And then you just have little scenes in these other olive trees. We have like the Jerusalem cross and different things like that. So we have those. But in addition, we wanted to get kind of everyday things that you saw in Israel. We collect mezuzahs, and mezuzahs are on the door jamb at the entrance to every house and every hotel room. And they contain scripture, and it will be the Shema from Deuteronomy 6. And that's what this particular letter stands for, is the Shema. And so we have mezuzahs. Also, this is a grafted in symbol that they found on a house that they think burned in the fire of 70 AD. But it goes along with Romans, I want to say 11:17, where it talks about how we're grafted in. So you see the Christian fish with the Star of David and the menorah. Here's another mezuzah. And then you're going to see these glass ornaments like this one. And let's see the clearer ones. Here's one.
Here's one.
Yeah, down there. This is Naharia glass. And sometimes it's clear through, and sometimes it's like this pitcher that has that opaque look to it, but that's very Israeli. And it's frosted, thank you. And you'll see other ornaments. And then we get down to these little plates that you'll see. These are from the Armenian quarter in Old Jerusalem. And I've got a special one I want to show you in a little bit. But here's a bird that's made out of the Naharia glass. And then this bell, I snuck it in there, that's from Jordan. And this is stuck because it's a magnet. Wait. Oops. But one of the more interesting things is that in Israel, in addition to it being a Jewish state, and there are Arabs that are Christians there as well, we have these little embroidered pillow-like things. You'll see this one, and there's one over here. And when Shannon gets back up, there's a few over here. But they love cross stitch. And these were made by Arab Christians in the disputed territories. And while I personally was not allowed to go, the Americans were not allowed. Some of our British friends would go and bring some of these back, and we could support them by buying them from the Brits.
And fun fact, I actually did learn to do cross stitch in Israel.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And this also is an interloper. This is a shepherd's lantern. It's really Turkish, but we're not going to say anything about that. So here, Shannon did this in school, and it's a Hanukkah. People think that it's the same thing as a menorah. Menorah it's used for every day on Shabbats, and it has 3 on each side of the center candle. This is a special kind of menorah just for Hanukkah because of the miracle that occurred. The oil lasted 8 days, so you have 4 on this side and 4 on this side and 1 in the middle. So the Hanukkah. And then just things that were made by people in Israel, like the stained glass sheep and some of the glass work. And you see more of the Arab features here, Arab things. But this is the Lord's Prayer in Armenian. They have kind of a Cyrillic alphabet, but it's different from the Russian one. They have definitely their own language. And the final thing I wanted to show you was kind of a stylized dreidel that they used to play games during Hanukkah. Now, the reason why we have this one, it's not the right one. Well, the letters on almost every dreidel that you'll see stand for a miracle happened there, and they will have this letter on there standing for Shama, or there. But if they're made in Israel, the dreidels have a different final letter. So it stands for a miracle happened here, and this is the letter Peh, stands for the word po, meaning here. A miracle happened here. So anyone who understands Hebrew will know that we bought that in Israel. And then this is Shalom. So, and we talk about Hanukkah because in the New Testament it talks about how Jesus attended the Festival of Lights, and that would be what we know of as Hanukkah. And they're just different things. The one final thing that I think is kind of funny is I also added, where'd it go? I just saw it. Okay, when you go grocery shopping in stores in Israel, they make you pay for the carts. You can't pull them out without putting a new Israeli shekel in there. Or you can get one of these things and keep it on your keychain, and you just put that in there, and it unlocks it as well. And then you just get it back when you put your cart back. But it's just a weird little thing. Okay, so that's the Israeli tree.
Here we have the American tree. So we have all different states that we've been to, and some cute little red apples, American is apple pie kind of thing. And the ornaments are all from different states that we have visited. And as you can see, every tree has a color theme. So the Israeli tree was blue, this one is red. You'll see the international tree is like gold and white. So there is like a theme, not just in what is on the tree, but also the color scheme. So that was all decided by my mother years ago. And today, this year, we have a really gorgeous red bow as the tree topper. We had these little pick things, but they just didn't look right. I think the bow is actually one of the best ones we've had for this tree.
And so because this is the USA tree, we wanted to start with we have a very nice flag ornament there. And what you'll notice is that all the ornaments on here, that instead of balls, they're all either metal or silk wrapped apples, because nothing more American than apple pies. That's right. So you'll see that the ornaments can be made like pewter here, like from Minnesota, or they can be the old flour and dough creations, which I like, and I don't see those made anymore at craft fairs. I don't know if people still do this. Things that are very local. If you don't live in this part of Georgia, you won't know that this is from the Big Chicken. The Big Chicken, which is a KFC that's over 50 years old. And the building is built like with a big chicken, and the eyes roll and the beaks move. It's hysterical. Anyway, it's used as a landmark for weather, for traffic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Everybody knows the Big Chicken here.
Yep. And then we'll have, fancy ones like from the Breakers. in Newport, Rhode Island, the chocolate factory in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and also in Hershey, well, not Hershey, but also in Pennsylvania and Allentown, we took the kids to the Crayola factory. We said it was for the kids, but really I think it was the adults who lived it. And also while we lived in Pennsylvania, Shannon and I, Shannon was my date for the Officers' Wives Club trip to New York City for the day. And we went to see the Rockettes' Christmas Spectacular at Radio City Music Hall, and it was spectacular. It was amazing. And one of the things the Rockettes are famous for are the falling wooden soldiers, and they get back up. And then we have handmade things like this cross-stitched magnet from Kansas, and a Merry Christmas from one of my friends. She sent that. We have this stained glass thing. This is from the National Quilt Museum in Paducah, Kentucky. And of course, the little bears from one of the national parks. This would be the Smoky Mountains. So I'm just saying you can pick up any number of things, like right here, Louisiana, Tabasco. There you go. Just put the Tabasco on the tree. It doesn't have to be fancy.
I love it.
And
this was a Christmas store that I visited, and the Christmas store really looks like that. It was so cute.
Yeah.
And what's really fun about this store is it's a little Christmas store in Arkansas, and across the street is the bakery that is owned by the husband. So the wife runs the Christmas store and the husband runs the bakery, and they're both Christmas themed all year long. It's so fantastic.
Yes. And then my husband goes pheasant hunting every year. And the last 2 years he's brought back these ornaments. And these are made out of pheasant feathers, very delicate, feels very soft. It's quite the treasure. And then you're just going to see, just different kinds of things. Like this is a blown glass ornament down here for when we were in Connecticut for 3 weeks for one of Shannon's surgeries. And then
one of my many surgeries.
Yes. And then this is stained glass dogwood. That's the state tree of Missouri, and so I like that. And then you'll see like this has sand in it from Delaware. This is one of my West Point cadets gave us that. And so you can do this too when you travel. You can just find little things to remind you of where you have been. One of the most interesting is this ornament right here. It's made out of the ash from the Mount St. Helens explosion, and you can buy these like at the forestry service or wherever.
The Japanese tree, and I will have my mom explain why it's silver.
Oh, well, our original Japanese tree, when we were living over there, we were collecting little things, and I sent my husband to the PX to get us a little tree for Japan, and he came back with this multicolored fiber optic thing. And we started laughing and said, no, it's perfect because it looks like the Ginza. And it finally died. And so we couldn't find a multicolor fiber optic tree. So now we've got this, I don't know, silvery, goldy thing. It's not very garish, but we work with it. So on this tree, because Japan doesn't celebrate Christmas, so you won't find ornaments unless there's an American behind it. But we've taken everyday things and put them on the tree. And when the Japanese ladies came over, they were fascinated because it would never occur to them to put chopsticks, and they come in different colors. So chopsticks decorate the tree, and also chopstick holders, like here. So chopsticks are hashi, chopstick holders are hashioki. So those are on there. Another everyday thing is a cat toy. They make up north. These are called gotenmari, and they wrap the balls in silk and then have these tassels. And it's like, well, I'm not going to let a cat, get to that. But we bought them in different sizes and different colors. Then another everyday thing would be origami. Shannon's really good at origami.
Thank you.
And so the cranes, you'll see a lot of cranes on there. And then also another thing they do in Japan is they will take chicken eggs or quail eggs, as it turns out. They'll clean them, blow them out and clean them, and then they will cover them with washi paper and then shellac them. And I took a class on how to do this. And I was terrible, so I decided I can buy them. And you tuck in the fabric. And Shannon made an entire doll that was Goten Mari. That doll cost more than my wedding dress, but okay.
It's Kime Kome.
Was that Kime Kome?
Yes.
Thank you. Kime Kome, thank you. And then they do have little things. They like to attach things to their phones. So like we saw these little things. You almost couldn't see the phones for all the things the girls would hang on them. Even this little bear in the kimono. And then here, this is interesting. This is a carved bear, carved by the Ainu people, who are they think the original Japanese people, but they were blonde hair, blue-eyed, only about 150 full-blooded Ainu left, and they speak, of course, a different language. But they are pantheistic, and they really love bears. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of bear wood carvings, so kuma, and they love those. Then we have...
I love the tea set back here.
Yeah, the little tea set.
For all my tea lovers out there.
Yes. And then here's like a miniature tea box. They really do keep teas in tin-lined boxes, and they cover the boxes with, again, the washi paper.
We took a class on that too.
We did.
That was fun.
That was fun. So anything you see on here is pretty much an everyday item, or they've taken an everyday item to make something out of it. And then finally, the tree skirt is a furoshiki. They used to, if you got a gift, they didn't use paper to wrap gifts. They used a piece of fabric, and they came in different sizes. And this is a furoshiki, and the pattern is different kinds of kimonos. So that's kind of our Japanese tree. Oh, the shoes. Okay, from the best I can tell, from what I've learned, we bought these at a shrine sale on the weekends. They'll turn Shinto shrines into a marketplace. And it's fun to go because you don't know what you're looking at. But these, I think, we were told they were made by maybe the Ainu, but people up north. And you work with what you've got, and they would make snow boots out of reeds. And that's what those are. And I just can't imagine that they would be very comfortable. And these are little kokeshi snowmen.
They're so cute.
We'll talk about kokeshi later. So that's the Japanese tree.
This is the international tree, and as I said before, see the gold and white theme. But every single ornament is somewhere we have lived or traveled. The top is the Nuremberg angel from Nuremberg, Germany. Mm-hmm. And
she has a wax face.
She has a wax face. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. So. And she is on there every year. And the tree skirt changes from time to time, though. But pretty much, you know, and it's not just ornaments on here. I mean, we have different things that represent the different countries because, you know, some countries don't celebrate Christmas. And also, you know, we thought like at the last minute, we need to get something. And then we also have some things that we bought in other places, but they represent that country or were made by somebody who lived in that country, which we've been to and forgot to get an ornament from there. So we had to, you know, get something to represent. Like there's a finger puppet somewhere on this tree that is from Bolivia. And it was actually made by a lady who lived in Bolivia, but she we got it in Alabama.
Okay, so we're going to start at the top and just point out some different countries and maybe give people some ideas on what they can collect, you know, as they go around. So this is the Nuremberg angel. She's over 40 years old. I hate saying that out loud. And then let's see, what's this little angel? Okay,
I can't see it.
That's okay. So this angel's from Siberia. Shannon's dad had an office in Siberia for a while. Who does that? And this also is from Russia. This egg. We'll see.
If you're new to the channel, I was a military brat. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Yes, so we lived all over.
Yeah. This is from Austria. This is a Swarovski crystal. We got it at the headquarters of Swarovski in Innsbruck. And this is celadon porcelain from Korea. This is a little straw hat from, is that Panama? Yeah, that's from Panama. This moon and this peach are from Switzerland. I have no idea why they have peach things in Switzerland. This little guy and these bagpipes are from Scotland, and this little hairy white West Highland white is from Scotland. This little ornament is from Puerto Rico, right there. Polish pottery, so from Poland. These hand-painted ones are from Bavaria. And this wintry paint thing is from Canada. And the German pickle, yeah. And this kind of batik type looking, anyway, that's from Indonesia. And you come down here and we have a room key card from Panama. This is from Jordan. This little bell is from Spain. This Christmas tree is from Budapest in Hungary. This keychain is from Azerbaijan. My husband always forgets till he's at the airport. I did ask for no more keychains. This beautiful ornament is cut and it's from Egypt. And then this is interesting. Of all the things we bought in Singapore, I don't know. Anyway, this flower, this orchid is symbolic of Singapore, and it's actually a necklace, but it's on the tree. Obviously, this is from Great Britain. And come on down, and we have this from the Netherlands. This is from Israel. And coming over here, let's see, this Turkish lantern, the shepherd's lantern is from Turkey.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. The cloisonne ornament is from Hong Kong. Yeah, that's from when we were in Hong Kong. Again,
That's one of my favorite trips.
Origami crane from Japan. And we're coming around.
Tower of London.
Yes. Yeah, the
Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge. And, St. Croix. You got a little turtle from St. Croix. So intermixed, we fill in with, pretty ornaments that we like as well.
That are gold and white.
Gold and white, yep. Or cloisonne from Korea. These shoes are from Korea. The kangaroo is from Australia. And this is the finger puppet Shannon was talking about, and it's from Bolivia, right? Behind it is Canada, and we're coming around. And this is a key card from Kuwait.
Which you fished
out of the trash. Like you get it. This keychain is from Brazil. It's the flag. So you can just pick up any number of things. Here's a star from Kazakhstan. These little guys are from Vietnam. And this is coming down, whether I want it to or not, because of the magnet. And so this kitty cat is from Guam. I don't know if you can even see the kitty cat.
Yeah, you can.
From Guam. You okay? These little bells are from Prague in the Czech Republic. These are dog tags from Honduras. And and then this ornament is from Egypt.
I remember when you got that.
And it's hard to find a Japanese restaurant or a Chinese restaurant in Cairo on Christmas.
But we did it.
We did it. And so it's, okay, this little guy is from Paraguay, and I have something from Uruguay. Oh, we have, it's just a little magnet like you get for the fridge, so you can get those. And this... The chicken pitcher is from Italy. There's a big story behind chicken pitchers in Italy. This ball commemorating D-Day actually has sand from Normandy Beach in there. This is Gotyul from Sweden. This is from Poland, from Gdansk. This is from Dubai. This is lapis lazuli from Afghanistan. That's the world's primary source for lapis. Baku from Azerbaijan. These little slippers are Turkish. So you just pick up any number of things. And this Santa Claus is also Russian. You can just get any number of things. This is Armenian. From the old city. And Shannon's favorite is when Larry and I went to Hungary, came back with paprika. When we used the paprika, I saved the bag and the little scoop that would come with it.
I love that one.
Now it's on the tree. So you see, you can use anything.
So now we are going to take you a tour of the nativities, and we are starting off with one I made. So this is from a crochet book, Crochet Christmas something. And I made all of these pieces. There are no wise men because I started the wise men and then I realized that I really didn't like the colors. So I need to remake the wise men. But we do have the sheep, which is one of my favorite sheep designs ever. I think that this artist made the cutest little sheep. And a shepherd. And then I love it. Joseph and the shepherd are vastly different. Normally, you know, patterns like this, where it's basically a base pattern and then you add to it, they look so similar, but there are enough differences that you really can tell them apart, and I appreciate that. Then, of course, we have baby Jesus, who's in the manger. That manger was not fun to make. It wasn't the fact that it was the pattern at all. I just wanted to make it out of kitchen cotton so it would stay up, which, as you can see, is only halfway working. But yeah, as you can see, I did the crab stitch all the way around and that just about killed my hand. So yeah. And then we have Mary, whom, yes, I put in blue. I know she probably shouldn't be in blue, but for some reason, Mary in blue is a thing. And then we have the angel in the back. There we go. Probably one of my favorite angel patterns. I loved the hair. Super, super cute. And then the camel and the donkey. And they really do stand on their own. If you put the legs exactly where the pattern tells you, and if you stitch them exactly how it says, they stand up on their own, which I think is awesome. So here's another angle. And yeah, so I made this a year or two ago. And now you will see nativities that are from all over the world. So not only do we collect ornaments, but my mother also likes to get nativities because they're so different. Everybody makes a nativity in a different way. And even crochet nativities, you know, we all design them and make them in different ways. But other countries have even extra characters and stuff for the nativity story, which is pretty cool. So we will show you some of our favorites.
All right, so this is one of my favorite nativities. It's from Israel, but while we lived there, I never saw another one like this. Made out of olive wood. The angel moved, sorry, I don't know what happened here, but very, very different from what most of them are, and I really like that. And then over here we have these boxes made in Turkey, and inside is gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And so that's from Israel, but we have another one from Israel. Another one from Israel. This is the one that most everybody who plays tourist in Israel sees, and this is what a lot of them come home with. So it even will say Bethlehem on there, but you don't get extra points for getting it in Bethlehem. But olive wood, and some of them come with no faces, and some have these carved faces. And this is very normal to see this kind of a set from Israel. And we have another one from Israel. This one is very unusual because this nativity set is made by Arab Christians in the Gaza Strip. We were not allowed as Americans to go into the disputed territories while we lived there, but the Brits, the British people were able to go in, and they would bring these out, and then they had a little shop set up so that we could support the people who made these in there. So you'll see that they're very, very Arab looking, especially with the cross stitch, just like we showed you on our trees, but it reflects the Arab culture heavily, and it's just so different, and I had never seen one like this before, so it means a lot. It's very, very different, and we enjoy it. This nativity is very unusual. It's one we picked up in the Czech Republic, and where we were in the Czech Republic we were told that it was the most atheistic part of all of Europe, but we were able to find nativity sets, but very unusual. So what you'll see is you have, you know, the Holy Family and the angel, and you have the shepherd and the three wise men. But if you'll notice back here, if Shannon can get a shot of it, there's also a schoolboy and his dog. And then over here we have a band. And then back here we have workmen. One is in leather. I'm not sure what this guy does. And then women that bake bread and make different things. And we don't know why those people are there. But in every nativity set that was available in that part of Europe, they have all of these extra people. And no one's ever been able to explain why. But there they are. And we just enjoy it because it's just so different. This is a very interesting set because it's from Japan. These are Kokeshi dolls. Kokeshi dolls have been around for about 700 years. And our two-star's wife, who spoke fluent Japanese, got hold of a Kokeshi master and tried to explain the Christmas story to him. Only 1% of the population in Japan is Christian, so most of them don't know the story. So she tried to describe the characters and their clothing. But anyway, this came out in iterations. So the first part that came out was Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, who actually looks like he's in a sake cup, but okay. And then the angel. And then over here, the wise men. Don't really know why they look like that, but okay. The prototype for the shepherd was interesting. We all saw it because it looked like Darth Vader. And we all wanted that one, but no. Sharon said no, she got that one. And then the sheep. The Kokeshi master, who was 84 at the time, said that the sheep took him longer to make than everything else combined. Now, this has been a long time ago. I doubt that man is still living. So we don't even know that anybody is making these anymore. So it's a particularly unique remembrance of Japan and one of the more interesting nativity sets. So we'll finish up in here, concentrating on Central and South America. This particular nativity set is from Paraguay. I forget what this wood is called, but it's very common. And then when you close it up, it looks like just a little decorative, I don't know, vase or something, but you open it up. And there we have that. And then here is something from Honduras, a nativity from Honduras. I think in Spanish it's Nacimiento. Very different from what you saw from Paraguay. And then this one here is from Colombia. And this is supposed to be the star, but it kind of leans back. The leather's loose. But that's very bright and colorful. And we really enjoy that one. And then there's a little one on our tree. And this is a tiny, tiny Nacimiento from Peru. And so I think that's all we have from that part of the Americas. But we only have half of our nativities out this year. We have a lot more. But these are the ones we think are the more interesting. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's just something to think about when you travel. You think, well, I get a souvenir, but I don't know what. Well, you know, maybe you like nativity sets because they're all so very, very different. So anyway, thanks for looking.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and have a Merry Christmas. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and Spoonies can stitch it up too. Bye!